So we got alamosanews.com, and all we get is one sentence here unless we get past the wall, the paywall. An investigation is underway after possible human remains were found northeast of Manassa on Sunday, August 6th, according to the Conejos County Sheriff's Office. God damn, August 6th? So 4 days ago, we're finding human remains. There was human remains that was found in Gunnison. There was human remains that was found in Swatch. This is just recently. And in the past 5, 6, 7 years, you've had 30 murders. 30 fucking murders. You think thou shalt not murder would apply around here, but apparently not. You just found some other stuff. There was a murder that happened in Cuesta, too. You had a teenager that was arrested. Cuesta's just right there past the border. So this is fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And then when I think about, I've had people that had shot at me, so I would, ask Robert Pickrell some fucking questions, Sam Jepson some questions. Yeah, ask goddamn Troy Zinn some questions too. Motherfucker act like they're all golly gee shucks, golly gee Wally, golly gee Willikers, Wally G. Yeah, except for they know crimes that have happened and they don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit. They don't have a conscience. They don't give a damn about their fellow man. They don't give a damn about do unto others. They don't care about their fucking neighbors. They don't care if their neighbors have health care. They don't care if their neighbors have ability to... They can have cows, but nobody else can have cows. They can have a bunch of hypocritical... Sam Jepson had shot at me. Robert Pickrell had shot at me. Kenny Capon had shot a couple shots. I'm pretty sure it's Kenny Capon or that URL 40 guy. There's some fucking flatbed truck piece of shit. There's a piece of shit that had a flatbed truck that was over there at the McDonald's house the entire time. When I was there for a couple months before all this shit happened, that motherfucker was there all the fucking time. All the fucking time he was over there. Probably doing a bunch of meth and shit. So that's what Costilla County protects. They protect their fucking truck meth head motherfuckers. And their goddamn Nazi pedophiles and their fucking serial killers and their poachers. All these crimes have happened in southwest Costilla County. Manassa, the serial killer was over there in Los Salces. So that's kind of by Manassas. It makes me think, is it Audrey Baroz or is this a new Audrey Baroz? Do you have another serial killer around here? People are okay with crimes happening. I've spoken out against crimes the entire time I've been here. Been a very lonely journey. Very lonely journey. If I'm a police officer, what I would do is I would go investigate these accusations, and I would canvass the neighborhood, and I would find out the people that are talking versus the ones that aren't talking. Who, trusts the police. If we're going to give the authority to the police and then tell everybody else to stand down, we need somebody, a detective or something. You need to put me in power, frankly. Put me in coach. I'd kick ass. You want me to be a judge? I would actually get to the bottom of things and find out the truth. And I would pursue justice. Justice is eye for an eye. Golden rules, you treat others the way you want to be treated. Those things are logical. Those things are logical. And we know that Christians don't adhere to those standards whatsoever. Treat their neighbors like they want to treat themselves. That is not what the fuck they do. It could be Christians that are fucking part of this shit. Coming out of the damn church. You got the church all over the place. The church was involved in, Lafayette Head was involved in human trafficking. Christopher Columbus and Lafayette Head, they've been doing human trafficking since the beginning. So you have an investigation. Human remains were found northeast of Manassa. Manassa, too, there was a couple killings that happened in Capelin. There was that one killing that happened in Romeo. And then you had Los Salces. So this is kind of a new territory, Manassa. Manassa was that real quiet, Mormon, that real quiet Christian. When you drive through Manassa, Manassa was the bad guy. Wasn't he in the Bible? Wasn't Manassa, like they put Manassa in charge and then everything went south? So when I think about the murders that are happening, it does seem to be sort of isolated pockets here and there, but there's some things you could say for sure. There's gang activity, and then cops are dropping the ball. So the system is failing everybody. The only time that they consider any charges is when a cop or a lawyer goes to them. So the judges of the San Luis Valley, if you were to go to them and say, hey, here, I got evidence of this crime and that crime and this crime and every crime in the goddamn world, they wouldn't fucking give a shit. Well, that's a problem. If a cop arrests somebody, they'll pretend like that's goddamn genius. So we have the institutions around here, the judicial branch has failed. They've totally failed. Planning and zoning, they'll sit there and say that you got to follow the fucking laws and shit. But again, the judicial branch don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. It's hit or miss. If a lawyer brings it in or a cop brings it in, they'll take it serious. But if you're just one of the 50,000 souls, one of the 50,000 civilians, one of the 50,000 citizens, don't expect anybody to listen to you whatsoever. I was amazed that Andre Baroz was able to kill 5 people, or that those kids got raped for 5 years. But it makes sense when you understand that's how the judge Gonzalez, that's how the judge is. So it doesn't matter if those kids came to him and said, hey, A, B, C, and D is happening, and they got all the evidence in the world. Well, you didn't get a lawyer, did you, kid? No, you didn't get a lawyer for the abuse. A cop didn't arrest him. No, a cop didn't arrest him for the abuse. So, there's nothing that the judges and the lawyers and the whole system, they can't do a goddamn thing. If I'm a fucking lawyer, if I'm a judge, if I'm a clerk, I'm making sure justice prevails. Truth, peace, love, justice, these are the virtues that we want in our society. If I had somebody that came up to me and a dozen times and I ignored them a dozen times and then they fired a few warning shots and I went out there and arrested them, I'd be like, well, shit, they contacted me about a dozen fucking times about the crimes that they're going through. I don't know if we should just fuck this guy over. Why would we fuck this guy over? Because he was lawful? Because he told us his information? Because it's easy to arrest him? As soon as you make the decision to arrest a lawful person, you're not allowed to resist. So no wonder I got all the anxiety in the fucking world. When I met that motherfucker and I told him about Tecumseh being killed, you think Soto Cruz gave a shit? Nobody introduced myself to the motherfucker that was going to fuck me over. Yeah, what am I supposed to be? Feel full of confidence? There's our saviors, the good old police. Meanwhile, you got Nazis and Crips out there. They know that people are wicked as fuck. And so they've already committed themselves to wickedness and evil. So if you walk into Costilla County ready to stand up for yourself against criminality because you're a Nazi or you're a Crip, that's smarter. That's better to be. To think that you're going to call the police and get them to do a fucking thing. To think that you'll compile enough evidence and get the DA or the judges to do a fucking thing. These fucking pieces of shit motherfuckers are so fucking... Then why would they take it so fucking far? Basically, these systemites are saying that they're a bunch of bullshit. And they know that they're a bunch of lying bullshit. And since a bunch of lying bullshit systemites who fucking eat off the fucking system, they have to find a new person to rape. The system has failed. The system isn't doing fucking shit. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. I shouldn't be the only person out here saying stop with the fucking murder, stop with the stealing, stop with the rape, and stop with the assaults. Stop with the crime. Stop with the child abuse. Stop it, motherfuckers. God damn it. Investigation is under human remains. A staff report. And if you wish to see more great fucking media, there's a paywall. If you want to see more information, they got the inside track. So it's all going to be corporatized, huh? Are we going to find out who the fuck did what? There's another thing. Nobody knows a goddamn anything. The damn system thinks they know their fucking information. We're told some information. People that actually know, who's walking around here, they know information. None of it's meeting together. Nobody's putting all this together. Yeah, pay thealamosanews.com if you want to know who's the recent person who got murked around here. Who just got murked around here? Pay us another fucking $20 to get a subscription. Hell, maybe it's you guys. Motherfuckers, you make money off this shit. If it bleeds, it leads. If it's gory, it's a story. Right here, a headline. I bet it'd be right there on the front page fucking news, too. And then, are they telling us? Let's see if they're telling us. What, Facebook? Conejos County Facebook? I mean, where are we supposed to find out information about this stuff? We got Conejos County Bulletin Board. Let's see here. The Sheriff's Office. It's got Antonito, so we'll click on a couple of these things here. But ultimately, the media is failing. So the media, if it bleeds, it leads. They'll say, here's a dead body, but they're not going to follow up with the damn thing. The cops, they get away with murder, so who's going to police the police when they drop the ball on this thing? It says it's got 3.7 followers. See, fire ban was lifted last year. This is last year. So Conejos County was posting stuff last year, June 20th, April 28th. So that would be good, right? We got that's a public posting right there. Citizens for a Better Conejos County. Conejos County Bulletin Board. I'll go ahead and click on that, but I bet you that goes nowhere. So Samuel Jepson has shot at me. And then Robert Pickerel shot at me. Kenny Capon has been around here and there. Pretty sure that he was the one that was shooting at me as well. So, and then you have James Bax. You got that piece of shit. James Bax. And then Noah Spalding. So those would be my leads. The people that are doing the shooting may be the one who are doing the shooting, huh? The people who are doing crimes, and maybe they're the ones that are committing the crimes. But I'm the only one that can think like that. Since Soto Cruz has to fuck over the people that are lawful. If you buy your fucking permits from planning and zoning, that's the biggest mistake you could do. Don't go to Costilla County. Don't pay for your damn permits, especially if you're not a part of a criminal gang. If you're not a part of the Crips or the Nazis, you're not welcome in Southwest Costilla County. So we're not being told a couple things. The human remains in Swatch that they found. There was that lady that was missing. That one guy got straight up. The last. So you got cops, incompetence or outright criminality. The last major murder was Kenny John got killed by Christopher Mondragon. Where's Christopher Mondragon at today? See a post, 14 hours looking for a real estate, write a contract on a large lot in Conejos County near Manassa. Small electric stove selling for a friend, $20. Real glassware, $5,000. So you got sales in this Conejos County bulletin board. People are selling their wares, but that's all you got. That's all you got. So the Kenny John got killed by Christopher Mondragon, and I bet you Christopher Mondragon is still at large. So you had that Audrey Baroz was a gangster. So there's gangs, there's gang activity, there's Nazis, there's a posse. Some kind of Nazi posse in Southwest Costilla County, and then you got your Bloods and your Crips, and then you got some local gang. I forget, Audrey Baroz was part of some gang in Monte Vista. Nope, Christopher Mondragon is still wanted, right? Still wanted. A month ago, they're seeking assistance from the public. Hey, guys, do you guys know where this Christopher Mondragon is? So they can't catch the murderers, the people that flat out just kill somebody. And Kenny John looked like they just killed him to steal his shit, to steal his truck, to steal his four-wheeler. Not because Kenny John did a goddamn thing to anybody. So are we going to arrest Christopher Mondragon? Because these cops wouldn't hesitate to pull a person over for speeding 1 mile over the speed limit. Hey, you speed 1 mile. Yeah, I didn't hurt anybody. Doesn't matter. The law. Okay, you're going to go get that murdering son of a bitch here. He's dangerous. No, I'm scared of dangerous people. I'd rather just arrest good lawful people. When I turned on my sirens and you pulled over, I was like, yes, got another one. Huh. That's super fucked up. Yeah, that happened in Manassa. So I was sitting there telling that fucking speed cop, because they got 1 or 2 cops in Manassa, and I used to do some business in Manassa, and so I had drove through Manassa. I went to Alamosa because I'd got a new car, and I had insurance on my truck, And don't you have a grace period? Can't you buy the car? I got to call the fucking thing and the ZIN and the VIN number and this and that just to drive it 30 fucking miles. I mean, they were sitting there asking this and that, and it's like, fuck, I give you the money, give me the fucking car, let me drive home, I'll square up with the damn clerk myself. And so as I got pulled over, driving through Manassa, this is about 2 years ago, and I showed up for the fucking thing, and that judge was a fucking prick, too. He made me come back to it, so I had to pay a guy. Since I didn't have any security, I paid a Lalo to watch over the place, and then I go back to Manassa, and then I go to the fucking judge, and I explain to him, like, okay, I was speeding, but you're not going to get me with no fucking insurance, motherfucker. You trying to get me to not have a fucking goddamn driver's license ever again? And then there's real fucking crimes. Like I said, Sam Jepson shot at me. Robert Pickrell shot at me. And Kenny Capon was a part of these things. James Back was a part of this shit. And so there's a URL 40 guy. Nobody's answering any of these fucking questions. You don't know any of these people. You don't know any of these things. You know all this fucking stuff, and you just don't want to know the goddamn truth. So the DA and the cops don't want to know the truth. They don't want to arrest the actual bad guys. Human remains are found in Manassa. I couldn't even fucking speed 1 mile over the fucking speed limit. And then I had to, the guy said, hey, okay, bring it back, but you need to... I had new insurance, and I showed him the insurance that I got. Well, this doesn't say that you're covered on the day. Also, I need to bring the fucking truck insurance back. That's what I need to do. Bring the truck insurance back for you, you stupid bitch. Stupid ass fucking piece of shit. They fuck over good people, good lawful people. That's all they fucking do. Meanwhile, I'm not allowed to get a job, 8-hour job. Why? Well, because Sam Jepson likes to fucking shoot at people, and Robert Pickrell and Kenny Capon, they like to harass people for no reason. Hiram Richardson and Nick Vallela, they just like to, they like to read their fucking Mein Kampf, and they like to talk shit about Anne Frank, and they're a bunch of fucking Nazis doing Nazi shit. So I can't go get a fucking job because there's fucking Nazis doing fucking Nazi shit. Meanwhile, speed 1 mile over the speed limit, and these motherfuckers, they're fucking over the good, they're fucking over the polite, they're fucking over the lawful. What they're not doing is they're not stopping crimes. They're not stopping the most dangerous people out here, the assaulters and the rapers and the stealers, the thieves, the fucking hordes of rapist thieves, the murdering sons of bitches. Where's Christopher Mondragon? Oh, he's out and about, huh? Just gets to walk over here, walk over there. Goddamn, these pieces of shit act all tough. And where is the judge from the goddamn motherfucking Manassa? You gonna go after the guy that murdered somebody? You found human remains just north of your fucking town. Yeah, I bet you that guy doesn't go walk into court and he's not honest with you. I bet you he won't. I had to pay for a guy at Lalo to watch over my place 2 fucking times. And why was I driving fast? Because there's Nazis fucking harassing me. I gotta get home. Because if they fuck with my dogs or my fucking property, I know you piles of shit ain't gonna do a fucking thing about it. Human remains found in Manassa. Yeah, I didn't even... And then that's another thing. People want to talk about business and shit. Without security, am I supposed to go to Manassa? I'd love to go to Manassa and spend some money and do some shit around there, but you guys are letting the criminals run rampant. You're letting the criminals run rampant. You're not asking any of the tough questions of the criminals. And then the people. I try to get people around here to stop the fucking criminals. I'm the only motherfucking person that I have morals and principles, and I follow the law. I match the laws up to my principles. I used to try to convince you motherfuckers that, hey, you can't go around just hurting people and raping them and shooting them and stealing from them and killing them. You're not allowed to do that. Instead of trying to convince you motherfuckers, the law says you can't fucking do it. So I love the law. I used to love the law because if I read the law, then all I have to do is just follow the fucking law. I don't have to convince you of shit. You follow the law. I follow the law. I don't have to convince you of shit. That's presuming the law fucking works. So the guy who killed Kenny John, he's out running about, free as a bird. What gang is he a part of, huh? We're going to talk about the gangs? We're going to talk about, is he a Nazi? Is he a Crip or Blood? Is he part of the fucking Andre Baroz? Human remains. That's right where Los Sauces is. So as a betting man, it makes me think, oh, it'll probably be Andre Baroz, but I bet you that Andre Baroz will just start taking, oh yeah, just saying that's street cred, right? Just take responsibility for it all. And then he takes the hit. He stays in jail, gets to live like a king in jail. And then he's taking the heat off of his fucking... He had accomplices. He had that one guy, that mechanic. There's a mechanic right there. As soon as you drive into Antonito on the left-hand side, he said he knew Andre Baroz, and he said it was justified that he killed all those innocent people. 5 people he killed. 5 people he killed. And that mechanic, that local mechanic, that's who you motherfuckers are. You know who these people are. You know why they're doing the fucking things. And you're not standing up for any of it because you're all a bunch of fucking... You're a bunch of criminally minded fucking fucks. Where's the good people? Where are the good fucking, hey, let's stop this shit? Where's the Truth and Freedom and Justice Brigade at? Where's the Citizens Alliance, the Citizens Alliance at? All that being said, Costilla County is the most corrupt one. So when it comes to the police and the courts, Costilla County is very corrupt. And then Conejos County, actually, I've been pretty happy with Conejos County. So my guess is Conejos County will get to the bottom of it and they'll make an arrest. But that's because they'll canvass the neighborhood, they'll ask the questions, and they actually want to know the truth so they can get some justice. They're not just going to fucking make up a bunch of shit. That speed cop in Manassa, he ain't going to do a fucking thing. But the sheriff's department, the Crowther will figure it out. So I'm confident with Crowther because motherfuckers aren't motherfuckering as much in Conejos County. It was every fucking day in Costilla County, but it's like once a month in Conejos. So that means they're afraid of the police in Conejos County, the Southwest Costilla County Nazi Crip criminal motherfuckers, the right-wing sovereign piles of shit, the costly McDonald, the child abusing, the Nozo Chomo motherfuckers, the Nozo Chomo motherfuckers. Human remains found north of Manassa. Jesus Christ, I wasn't allowed to drive 1 mile over the fucking speed limit in Manassa. That's not my jurisdiction is what that cop said. So I went ahead and paid for that fucking speed ticket. I fucking went 3 times to Manassa while I was being under fucking goddamn under siege. Under siege. I couldn't walk out of my fucking door without them motherfuckers driving out of their fucking houses. Because they're Nazis and they like bullying people. And I wasn't adequately defending myself. So he comes over and bullies me, and then I say, hey, you stupid dummy head. And then he laughs about, he said, dummy head. I'm going to go bully him again and see what he says again. And that's who the fuck you piles of shit are. Your cops don't do a fucking thing. And when I say, hey, why don't you be a witness? Just sit right here and be a witness. They'll be a witness against me. Oh, I see things, but I'm going to pretend I'm going to see it differently so that way I'll fuck your shit up. I just asked you to help me 1 little inch. You took me back 900 fucking miles. God damn. So if there's any trend, those are the 2 biggest trends. The judicial system doesn't work. They only listen to lawyers and cops, and if the lawyers and cops don't know what the hell's going on, then that means the court don't know what's going on. The courts are dependent on the cops. And so the police brutality is institutionalized. Their incompetence, it doesn't seem to be truth and justice. It's not what they lead by. And then the gangs. We're not talking about the gangs. Because the cops are the way that they are. People are ganging up. And actually it makes sense to gang up because you got to have justice somehow. You got to have somebody give a shit. So if you're going to survive out here, it would make sense because the cops aren't doing shit. So why do you have the right-wing Nazis over there? Because the cops don't do shit. Why do you have Bloods and Crips? Because cops don't do shit in Costilla County. So Andre Baroz, why'd he join a gang? Well, that gives him a family, that gives him a brotherhood, and he's allowed to protect himself. He's allowed to defend himself and also defend others, and also just be aggressive, I guess. He could just be violent whenever he feels like it. And since he's dangerous, that makes the cops back off. So the cops are arresting good, lawful people, and the criminals are just running around rampant. So, I understand it's a tough job, but it's easy to arrest your Anne Franks. It's easy to arrest the guy that pulls over. What about the guy that shoots somebody and then doesn't pull over? What about the guy that shoots somebody and has bunches of guns and bunches of friends and he could go here and there and everywhere? Christopher Mondragon is still at large. Anybody asked Troy Zinn? Anybody asked James Bax? What about Jepson? Anybody talk to that damn Jepson? Samuel Lee Jepson or that Cynthia? Samuel Lee Jepson or Cynthia, they commit crimes against innocent people that never done anything to them. So if I'm a cop, I'm asking them fucking questions all the fucking time because they're up to shit. They're no good. They're criminal motherfuckers who's up to no good. Meanwhile, people want to fuck over the... Well, I made a decision and you're lawful, right? So you can't resist whenever I make a decision to... People are saying, oh, Trump will never go to jail. Why can't a cop just go arrest that motherfucker? Just go arrest him for back talking. Just go arrest him for some dumb shit. Just keep on fucking being an asshole. And then when he gets mad, then you could arrest him. And then when you go to put your hands on him and he pulls back, that's resisting arrest. You got him. Just say, hey, I'm going to arrest you, fat boy. And then go to put your hands on him to arrest him. And then watch how he pulls back. That's resisting arrest. There, now you got your count. Now you got your charge. Now you got your accusation. And know what these stupid ass cops always fucking do? And you're telling me he's never had a tail light out, never sped, never did a fucking thing. He raped that 20-year-old. And he's been accused of raping that 13-year-old. You tell me he's never done shit? Fuck you. Hitler was fucking his niece and this fucking fascist motherfucker went ahead and did what he wanted to that 20-year-old and he was being accused of raping that 13-year-old with Epstein. Jesus fucking Christ. So there's another thing. The rich, the oligarchs, there's like a class of people that seem to be untouchable in terms of the cops and the courts. We don't need that. The rule of law says that nobody's allowed to go around hurting anybody. So whoever is responsible for these human remains found in Manassa, I feel like a radical, but I think they should be arrested. And I think they should go through the same judicial process, the same criminal justice system as the rest of us. And they should spend probably life in jail if it's cold-blooded murder. If not more. If not capital punishment. Because that's eye for an eye is justice. I'm sure those people want to live. 5 people Andre Baroz killed, and then he was trying to play crazy, and they were sitting there trying to get him out of jail. What the fuck? Why would we even consider getting a serial killer out of jail? Meanwhile, we got a jaywalker over here, and we're going to get him raped for 6 years. Well, why was you crossing right there? Because there was no other place to cross? Oh, okay. Well, did you look both ways? How can you jaywalk when there's no fucking crosswalk? It would all be jaywalking, and it's a street. And you got fucking serial killers, and you're worried about some fucking jaywalker? He didn't have a seatbelt on. He drove 1 mile over the speed limit. There's real fucking dangerous criminals around here. And we're going to all ignore it. For why? For what? Why would we do that? This shit's been happening the entire fucking time I've been here. 4 years, 5 years straight. Jesus Christ, they just get used to it. Well, yep, every once in a while, one of us just gets murked. And then we keep on going like nothing happened. We're like, nuh-uh. Damn, I didn't know about that. They're probably involved in the drugs anyways, and you'd rationalize it. Make it like it's okay or something. Yeah, fucking shit. The courts and the cops aren't working and you got gangs. And it makes sense to have gangs because the cops and the courts aren't working. So this is an unsustainable system. Why would that guy in Manassa or any of these people why would Kenny John get a job, pay for his truck and his fuel or just to get fucking robbed? That's not a civilization. And if he was sitting there worried about getting robbed and murdered and shit, It would make sense. He should have been worried. Christopher Mondragon is still out and about. R.I.P. Kenny John, R.I.P.